He watches over the sheep. He takes care of the sheep. He leads them into the pastures where there's green, where there's plenty. Beside the still waters, those are waters of peace. And so because of that, I can say, Lord, you're my shepherd, and I thank you for the provision that belongs to me. I don't have to worry. I don't have to fret. I don't have to sit around and let my mind spin and spin and spin, figuring out how is this going to happen. No, I put my trust in him. And then follow where the Spirit leads. God may lead you to a certain place. God may lead you to do certain things, and you step off into those opportunities, and then the favor's there. The provision is there. God has so many ways of taking care of our needs that if we just yield to him, if we just say, Lord, show me, and then be willing to act on those things, be willing to step out, be willing to go forward. You know, if you sit around the house and don't go apply for jobs, if you don't have a job, guess what? You're probably not going to get a job. But if you by faith, you know, sometimes faith takes action. You know, faith doesn't sit back ever. Now, there's times when God does want you to be still and know he's God. You might be doing exactly what he wants you doing. Then there's other times he wants you to act. And he says, hey, I need you to go down here and apply for this job. Be willing to act, but act in faith. Act knowing that God is sending me here. And if he's sending me here, guess what? He's going to cause this thing to happen for me. He's going to cause this thing to come into my life, and it'll be a blessing to me. So just be willing to do what he asks you to do, but don't let worry keep you. You know, the Bible talks about the different servants. One was given so many talents, one was given this many, and one was given just a few. Well, you know, the one that was given the least, he was the only one that didn't act. He was the only one that didn't go do something with what he had. And so that's the same with us sometimes. The one said he was afraid. There's that word afraid. God doesn't want us to be afraid. He wants us to be bold. Be willing to go out, step out, and just act in faith. Put your feet forward. And God will show up. You remember when the guys were, the city was surrounded, and the three lepers, hallelujah, they didn't just stay where they were. They didn't just sit there idle and just letting things just continue to be bad. But they said, you know what, we're going to act. We're going to go out and we're just going to go towards the enemy, and we're just going to see what happens. And you know, sometimes we don't have to just see. We can act in faith because we know God. When we go to act in faith and God is moving us and telling us to go, we know that he's going to show up every time. He's going to show up and provide. And these guys went out and God caused it. It sounded like a whole